So if you guys want to follow along, you can go to BotSpot.Trade. And when you get to this website, you'll basically be able to see a bunch of the different bots that we have running and also bots that other people are running as well. So if we go into here, for example, we can see that we have bots running by other people as well. So we give everyone a little nickname. So we have a Fat Cheetah that's running this one right here. Right, this is Alpha Spot. There's not one run by me. But you can also see a bunch that are being run by myself as well, right? So we can go into here. For example, we have our diversified leverage that we've been running for a while. You can see here that our diversified leverage, this is one that we've been running for quite some time, since essentially June of 2023. It's up about 48% over that time period. There's, in this case, about $5,000 in the account. With about $586 in cash. You can see basically how it's performed over the past about 2 years versus the stock market, right? So the stock market is in gray, and then the portfolio value or the value of this account is in green here, right? So you can also see what this thing owns and all that as well. And you can change this if you like to see just the past year. If you'd like to see just the past 30 days, you can see exactly how this thing has been performing. Also, if you want to run your own bot, you can do that too. If you're a member of Lumiwealth and you basically want to put your bots in here and see it in a nice visual, here's all the ones I'm running, for example. I can go under menu, my bots. You can see essentially all the different bots that I'm running, right? Whereas that front, the dashboard there at the beginning is everyone's bots. We could share each other's bots and see how everyone's doing. But let's say you want to add yours to the list. What you could do is you can go into My Bots and click the Add Bot button, or you can just click Add Bot under the menu. Either way, it's going to take you to this page. Let's say I want to run an Alpaca bot, for example. I know a lot of you guys are running this, right? You put in the bot name, trading mode, is it paper or real money, right? You choose whether you want to make it public or private, right? And then hit Create Bot. Well, in this case, I hit my maximum. But what you would see is after you create that bot, you'll notice that when you go to it, it's going to allow you to use the use the API key. If you go through basically our lessons or other workshops, you'll see that you can basically put in a secret for Lumiwealth API key and add in the API key, and that way you can track your bot as well that way. Click Create Bot using AI. If you are someone who has not signed up yet, this might prompt you to sign up for a free trial. Let me show you kind of how that looks. You can click Create Strategy using AI. You'll notice this little page here. We explain we now have our starter plan for $99 a month. You can learn a little bit about this. When you click Start Your Free Trial, we will give you a 30-day free trial basically to mess around with everything that we have here, right? So click on that. You can get your 30-day free trial. After that, it's $99 a month, which is a heck of a lot cheaper than we used to sell this thing for. If you guys remember, this is a couple $1,000 actually, not too long ago, but we decided to drop the price a little bit so that we can give you guys access to this tool. Right. So if you guys want to give it a shot, it's right there. Go to the website and then you can start your free trial. All right. And let me show you what you get with that. Once you sign up for free trial, you'll get access to this very, very cool tool. All right. So what exactly is it? All right. So let me show you a couple things that you can do with it. Right. First off, we give you a couple of example ideas they could use here. So feel free to use any one of these. But let's say you want to build a bot that trades SPY using RSI. Right. For those of you that don't know what RSI is, it's relative strength index. Right. If RSI is less than 30, then buy. If RSI is greater than 70, then sell. Let's say I clicked on that. It'll automatically populate down here. You can modify this if you want. You don't have to use this. These are just examples. You could put in whatever you want here, and we'll do that in a second. But essentially, let's say if you pick this one right here, the top one, I want to build a bot that trades using RSI. You'll type that in there or click on this, hit generate strategy, and then we give it a little bit of time to work. But what we did is we basically pre-trained this model. We made our own AI. We gave it a lot of example strategies. We gave it a lot of code to basically teach it to build trading bots very well on the first shot, right? So here's that bot that I created. Took about 60 seconds, okay? Normally, again, if you guys have ever seen me create bots, This is something that would take maybe an hour, 2 hours to build. Now it's taking 60 seconds. You guys can type in with plain English. And here is your trading bot that we just created that trades RSI. You can even see a strategy description here. It says, this strategy trades SPY using the RSI indicator. When RSI is below 30, it buys SPY. When RSI is above 70, it sells SPY, right? You can actually edit this code too if you wanted to. It also tells you what query you used, what was the thing that actually made this bot to begin with. Let's see this thing in action. Let me show you guys how you'd actually run this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Replit. For those of you that are not familiar with what Replit is, let me log out for a quick second just to show you what Replit is. Essentially, it's a way of running code on the internet very easily. Instead of setting things up on your computer, I know a lot of you guys do have VS Code. If you guys are coders, you can use that as well. But for those of you that maybe don't want to spend all that time setting up your computer, this is an easy way to go about doing it, right? So if you go to replit.com, they also, I believe, have a free trial as well. And I'll show you essentially how you can run this bot because it's quite easy. You're going to go in here and you're going to hit Create REPL, and you're going to choose a template. Okay, we want to choose the Python template. Once we hit that, we're going to create the REPL, which now is essentially, this is basically just the ability to run code on the internet without having to set up things on your computer. So we make it really, really simple to get started. You can copy the code, paste it into here. And now when you hit run, it's actually smart enough to automatically recognize what it needs to install and all that kind of stuff. Just going to let it run for a second. And you'll see that this code, basically you've built a trading bot with no coding at all, right? I simply typed in what I wanted it to do. It generated the code for me. I can now go into something like Replit and I could just run this code. You could set this in backtesting mode. You can set this in live trading mode. All you have to do is set what we call secrets. Okay, so we're going to go into tools. We're going to find secrets in the tools. Okay, and then this is basically how we can tell the bot to do what we want it to do. We have a deployment guide right here on Lumibot. It'll basically explain to you how to do all this stuff. Really, we want to just go down to these environment variables, and these are all the things that we want to set, right? So, for example, we could set is backtesting to true or false. We could set all the connections that we need to any broker that we want to connect to. You can connect to Coinbase, connect to Alpaca. This is one of my favorites. I connect to Tradier. It's very easy to do that. Okay, so all this is saying here is that we need to set our backtesting to be to set up start and end for backtesting. So we're going to put this in here. We're going to backtest this really simply. We're going to go in our secrets. We're going to set is backtesting to true. And then we're going to set backtesting start to be, let's say 2024 0101. And then backtesting end, we want to set to, let's say 2025 0101. Right? So we're backtesting for a year now. Okay, so when we run this, you'll see literally no coding required. You copied it over to Replit. You filled in your secrets because you kind of need to tell it what to do. We now have this thing backtesting. Zero coding, right? We'll see how this thing does, and we can play around with it a little bit. For those of you that don't know what a backtest is, by the way, basically this is simulating how the strategy would have performed over the past year. You see this thing come out. There's generated a little HTML file. It's actually on the right-hand side here as well. We're going to click on, there it is, tear sheet. We're going to click on this. We're going to download the tear sheet, and I'll show you exactly how this thing performed. We want the .html file. Download that. And there we go. Here's our strategy. Yeah. Again, zero coding required. All we had to do is type into BotSpot. We tell it what we want to build. We copy that over to Replit. We filled in the secrets because we do have to tell it, what do we want to do? Do you want it to live trade? Do you want to backtest? We have to fill that stuff in. And then once we ran that, we get back our tear sheet.